Now, Walter Wallace Jr.'s mother says that she had pleaded with police to not shoot her son, but by that point, it was already too late. I'm back on the ice this morning. It's been a few years, to say the least, but we're having some fun here, talking all things Disney on ice. At this point, they've lost close to 70,000 chickens on this farm. You can see what remains. I mean, essentially nothing here. We do know from crews on scene here early this morning that everyone inside has gotten out safely. They say they are frustrated that this has happened so many times, and now we're going into another year of hurricane season. I want to reiterate the conditions here. I mean, if we take a look at the ground, ice everywhere. The cleanup here is going to take hours for those crews.
Look at the bottom. There's a corner.
How did you do that, John? That fits perfect.
There you go.
Well, the big question still remains. Where is 23-year-old Peter Manfredonia? Those protests started late last night and continued into the early hours this morning. Now, it affected multiple businesses, including right here at the Walmart. There's literally a bullet hole through the front hood of this car. Governor Wolf is putting his foot down. He says right now this is what is needed due to the fact that cases are continuing to rise. You still need to follow those CDC guidelines. 6 feet social distancing is going to be a must. But a lot of the true things that you know and love of the Fight and Phils are still going to be here in Philadelphia. You guys know that I am definitely afraid of things with wings. They are pretty cute, though. I will say that. But, oh, my God. No, okay, no. President Trump still remains in the lead. But now the margin between him and Joe Biden is continuing to shrink. Kobe Bryant was no stranger to Pennsylvania. It just seems like a short time ago he was walking the halls here at Lower Merion High School. Well, many people are looking at this as somewhat of a last stand for President Trump. Protests had actually started last night in Washington, D.C., but you might be able to go sledding in this, that's for sure, and even make a snow angel. Snow angels for days.
Pay to get in, pray to get out. So you've been forewarned.
Good. You know what? Good. If I die, everyone's at home watching right now live on TV. Walter Wallace Jr.'s mother says that she had pleaded with police to not shoot her son, but by that point, it was already too late. Now, the 27-year-old was wielding a knife during a mental health crisis, and that's when police had shot him. Hundreds gather in Malcolm X Park in West Philadelphia Tuesday night, calling for change.
Watching the execution of Mr. Walter Wallace Jr. on camera in front of his mother, and it's just heart-wrenching.
Wallace was shot and killed by Philadelphia police on Locust Street in West Philadelphia on Monday afternoon. He was wielding a knife as he came at officers who advised him to drop the weapon. When he didn't, they fired. His family's lawyer says they had called 911 for an ambulance to get him help with a mental health crisis, not for police intervention.
And to know that, after a summer of protesting about police murders and state violence, that there's really no change, there's no shift.
And while the protesters from the park stayed peaceful, it was a different scene in other parts of West Philadelphia. People were looting and ransacking businesses in the Port Richmond area, including a Walmart store. They could be seen walking out with TVs and other items, actions denounced by Wallace's family and other community members. Back at the protest, signs, candles, and their voices ringing out. This group is determined to help be the change.
I actually had the police called on me with a knife in my hand during a mental health crisis, and nothing happened to me. And that's because I'm a white girl.
Some even left the park and began marching down the streets. Now, Philadelphia police say that they are promising a full investigation, so of course we'll continue to update you on that. They're also saying to avoid the Port Richmond area at this time. That's where a lot of that looting had taken place overnight. Now, the National Guard is expected to come in at some point today. We'll be here through the afternoon, so of course we'll continue to bring you updates every half hour here on WFMZ with that information. For now, live outside of the Philly Police Headquarters. Reid, 69 News, back to you in studio.
This was an incredible interview. Amanda Seyfried really needs no introduction, right? Though many of you know her from hit films like Mamma Mia or Mean Girls or Les Mis, right? She recently took on a role in a Netflix film that was released back in November. And the reason why we're so excited to share her positive news is because she's from right here in the Lehigh Valley.
You may know her as one of America's beloved actresses, or maybe you just know her from her hometown roots.
I really like feeling that I'm still home when I go. And I don't know, I feel like, it's funny, I just feel like I'm back to being a kid when I get back.
Actress Amanda Seyfried recounts her journey into stardom, starting in Allentown at William Allen High School.
My senior year, I was commuting just back and forth. It was on All My Children, and I definitely did the mandatory 80 days in a school year to graduate. I did 80 days, and they were wonderful.
It was only soon after she landed her breakout role in the hit movie Mean Girls. Seyfried became a household name, also starring in movies like Mamma Mia, Letters to Juliet, and Les Mis.
I'm not bigger than life. I'm just on a screen sometimes. And of course, there's a disconnection. And I feel the same way when I meet reality stars. I'm just like, nope, they're people.
Many agree it's one thing to watch someone on screen, but to know that person you're watching is from the area makes it all the more special.
There's nothing like Yako's and Marianne's Donut Kitchen, which is the best donuts in the entire world. Maybe you'll see me at the Starbucks drive-thru on Tillman Street, or walking around Trexler Park, because that is literally all I do when I go down.
Seyfried, who's up for a Golden Globe Award for her role in Netflix's Mank, has been making her rounds in the Hollywood spotlight. But through all the glitz and glam, it's A-Town on her mind.
Hi, Mom, Aunt Carol, Aunt Sandy, Aunt Debbie. I know you guys are watching. I mean, I hope you're watching. You better be watching. I hope you can feel my Allentown roots, and because they live in me forever.
Now at 7:30, we'll be showing you a closer look into her role as Marion Davies in the latest Netflix film Mank. It's up for 6 Golden Globe nominations and 12 Critics' Choice nominations, with some Oscar buzz as well.
Wow, nice.
I like her.
Yeah, it feels good to know her whole family is watching. I feel like Aunt Sandy, Mom, I just feel like
Debbie,
part of the family.
Yeah, all of them. You know what? I hear at some point this morning throughout 669 News, they're going to be tuned in. So again, guys, we have to be talking up her best. And again, a lot of them are just very excited to be watching her today, locally.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Kobe Bryant, I love you. Thank you. Not for me helping you, but you helping me become the man I became.
The world is grieving the loss of Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna, and the 7 others killed in a helicopter crash Sunday morning, along with his right-hand man, lifelong friend and coach, Jeremy Treatman. Today, he's hit with a whirlwind of emotions.
Complete disbelief, complete shock, complete sorrow. I think today I'm starting to feel angry. Like yesterday was about shock and sadness, and now it's starting to really hit like this is for real, and I'm gonna miss this guy so much.
There's nothing quite like the bond between a coach and athlete. Treatman, as his assistant coach, got a front row seat to one of the best shows of all time, Bryant's rise to the top.
It was incredible watching him as a coach to a player, to see this work ethic, that historic work ethic that I'd heard about, but I didn't understand until I actually saw it with my own eyes.
But the pair's relationship went beyond the basketball court, a family friendship that he says is irreplaceable. Treatman even being Bryant's first on-air interview.
Getting picked number 13. What was your reaction when David Stern said your name?
He was running an all-day girls basketball event when the news broke. A moment in time he says will never escape his memory.
I stopped both games that I was running, and I actually made an announcement myself.
Now it's about reflection and continuing the legacy left behind by one of basketball's greatest.
Do what you got to do. Whatever your goal is, do it. Get it done. Work hard. Work harder than the next person.